Hey guys, today I'll be showing you how I hunt ships in EVE Online. We'll cover the basics such as D-scan pinpointing, both with sites scanned and unscanned, combat scanning and core scanning after a pinpoint, perching, ships and fits and their engageability. I'm Azrael Delta and welcome to my tutorial. Alright, so first up is D-scan pinpointing. Today I'm in a high-sec system, and I'll be attempting to pinpoint my alt in a flycatcher, which you can see on the left-hand side of the screen on my D-scan panel. First thing you want to do is open your probe scanner. You can press F9 to do this by default. You'll see that my D-scan cone is set to 360 degrees and 14.3 AU, like yours should be. What you want to do is decrement the distance. This is to find how far away the target is from your current position. In this case, you can see that the flycatcher is less than 5 AU away, and this is due for now. Next, you set your D-scan angle to 5 degrees and start D-scanning all the sites within the area that you discovered earlier, 5 AU. This can be done by pressing and holding down B on your keyboard and clicking the sites individually. You can see that in this case, the flycatcher is at LLB, there's this hideaway, and now you know where he is, so you can proceed on to the next step, which is perching. However, if, say, you just jumped a new wormhole and you don't have anything scanned, but you see the ship on D-scan, or the ship is in a safe and you want to combat scan it, you need to manually move the D-scan cone around. The way you do this is you press and hold B, and you drag your mouse around on the probe scanner. Do this, and you decrement the angle of the probe scan by 1 notch, and then you move it around again until you see the ship on D-scan. Rinse and repeat until you're on a fairly low angle. Then you range find, so you manually type in numbers, getting smaller and smaller until the ship disappears off D-scan. Then you roll it back up to the smallest number that you can see the ship on D-scan. As you do this, the position of the ship is roughly at the tip of your scan cone. Once you've found the ship's approximate location on D-scan, you want to scan them down. If you think they might be at an unscanned site, you would launch core probes, and if you think they are in a safe or at a despawn site, you would launch combat probes. The difference between the two is that the core probes will get you the location of their site, while the combat probes will get you the exact location of their ship. However, combat probes will likely spook the target if they see it on D-scan. Therefore, I recommend using core probes as much as possible and only using combat probes as a last resort. Here, I have launched combat probes as an example, but the process is the same for both. What you want to do is you want to move the probes to the tip of your D-scan cone. You want to resize them to be as small as possible while still covering the entire tip, and you want to click scan. As you can see, the flycatcher has been successfully combat scanned. Move on to the next step, which is, again, perching. Now what you want to do is you want to warp the signature or the ship at a range. I find that between 50 and 100 kilometers works best. You want to click Ctrl B to make a new bookmark, and as you are around 7,000 to 1,000 kilometers from your warp destination, you want to save the bookmark and name it Perch or something. Once you land on grid with your target, you want to warp back to your perch, so you're in warp range, i.e. over 150 kilometers from your target and other warp-in objects. So what you want to do now is you want to either warp to your target if you combat scanned it, or warp to working objects next to it. In this case, I will be warping to the signature itself, since the flycatcher is sitting on 0 on the sig. And once you've warped in, the only thing left for you to do now is to approach the target, decloak, lock, scram, and call your fleet to come bring DPS and kill the target. As for fittings, I have 2 example fits for you. One is for the classic Estero. This is for ganking T1 explode frigates and copper ops. So just for ganking explorers, do data and relic sites. Take a look at this fit. The main points are dual scram, dual T2 scram, a sensor booster, and a auxiliary armor repair, as well as 2 cloak rigs, so you can target faster. The second fit I have for you is for the Tengu, my go-to for both DPS and tackle. It excels at catching and killing battlecruisers and boats, so battlecruisers and battleships mostly, raiders. It has heavy assault missiles, which do up to 1000 DPS with my pretty good skills, and it has a single extra large auxiliary shield booster with 9 cap charges. You want to run this constantly overheated, as after the 9 cap charges are over, you'll either have to kill the target or to warp off, since you have no way of surviving after that. Well, that's all for today. I hope this tutorial helped you understand how to hunt, and now all you need to do is practice. Good luck and fly safe.